everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make a pocket slider card using the Creativity in Motion stamps. So here's what this looks like when you slide it out. That happy birthday just changes from one font to another. Woo! Isn't that fun? Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. So I'm going to show you how to make your own little pocket slider card here. So first let me show you the stamp set that we're going to be working with. These are the words from the Creativity in Motion. Happy birthday, surprise, thank you, hello, thanks, and congrats with that really cool heart. And I have another idea for you with that heart that it beats. It's super cool. So love those words there. Oh, here's another version. I didn't decorate this up, but that has the surprise that changes. Kind of big to little, different font there. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Alrighty, so first I have a little diagram here for you. The card base is going to be 4 1/4 by 11. So you can get 2 of these out of one sheet of paper. You're going to score down the long sides at 3/8 of an inch on both sides, and then score it in half at 5.5 inches. And then this portion here, you're going to cut this away and remove it. So 4 1/4 by 11, so you can get 2 cards out of one sheet of paper. So to score the 3/8 on each side, I kind of work in reverse. It's very difficult to put it at 3/8 over here and then hold it in place. So I put it at 3 7/8. It's 4 1/4 across. So 3/8 of an inch from this way is at 3 7/8. So I'm going to score there. Flipping around, do the same thing on the other side. 3 7/8. Score there, and then 5.5 right down the middle. Okay, next, to cut away those little ends, I'm going to put it back at the 3 7/8, and I'm going to take my cutting blade and cut up to the 5.5 inch mark. Spin it around, put it back at 3 7/8, and now cut from the top down to 5.5. So you'll have those little tabs there. And I like to snip these off on an angle, miter the corners there, and it really helps that little pocket envelope to fold in much, much better when you angle those corners there. All right, next up, I'm going to glue on the pattern piece. So this is from our 6x6 paper pad with the Creativity in Motion set. I really love how they have shrunk down the patterns from our 12x12 pieces like this with the same print. I thought that was super clever. So it's shrunken down to the 6x6 side. You're going to glue your pattern piece onto this upper part here that has the tabbed sides, and there's going to be about a 1/16 of an inch border on all 4 sides there. So you add your pattern piece, and now we're going to cut out our window. And I'm making this easy on myself and doing 1 inch all around. So it's 4 1/4 this way, so I'm going to put it at 3 1/4. Put your blade in the middle. And we're going to look at this ruler on the outside edge here. And if you have a hard time seeing that with the pattern paper, you can just slip a piece of white scrap right underneath your ruler there so that you can see it a little bit better. Not where the blade is, but just right underneath the ruler. So it's at 3 1/4, and we're going to cut from 1 inch to 4.5 because it's 5.5 this way. So 1 inch down to 4.5. And then slide it over to 1 inch and do the same thing. We're going to cut from 4.5. Again, put that white piece under there so you can see your ruler a little bit. 4.5 to 1 inch. And then this way, it's 5.5. So I'm going to put it at 4.5. Put your blade in the middle. And we're going to connect the lines. But it's going to be from 1 inch to 3 1/4. 1 inch to 3 1/4. Slide it over to 1 inch. same thing. You're going to cut from 3 1/4 to 1 inch. And then that will pop out your window. Just like that. And then this piece you can save for another card, or when you fold this together, you can put this right in the window and glue it to the inside so that when you slide your pocket piece, you'll have something pretty on the inside. So that's up to you if you want to stick it in there or save it for something else. So let's I call it smash the creases. So take your bone folder and smash it nice and flat. And your side panels here. Take your bone folder, smash it, flatten it out nice. All right, so then we'll take our transparency sheet and glue that onto the window. So let's see what that looks like. It's pretty even. I am happy with that. So I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue around the frame. And then to line up the stripes, you know, this is the important part with having your stripes on the transparency sheet go vertical to match the lines in the stamped image. So what I do with this, I look at the black lines, and as I put it on my window, I want to line up the lines. Either if you're looking at the clear lines or the black lines, look at the edge of your paper and then one of the lines, either a clear space or a black line. And then I flip it over. Let's see if I can hold up. Hope I'm on the camera there. I'm pretty satisfied with that. So if you look through your window, look at your lines and the edge of your paper. Are they straight? And then if you're using a liquid glue, you have a little bit of wiggle room to kind of slide it if it's a little bit off. All right, so the window is in there. I am happy with that. And we're going to glue these tabs. I prefer to glue them to the inside, so we're going to fold them in and then just close the card. And there is your pocket. So the next step that we're going to do with this, if I pull out my sample here, we've got a little thumb notch. We used to have a thumb notch punch, and mine broke. Don't have that anymore. So I'm going to come to our border tabs that come with this Creativity in Motion bundle. And I'm going to use this little border tab and flip it around. So I'm going to make my own little thumb notch punch, essentially. So I have my Cuttlebug next to me, and I'm going to do this off camera. I'm lining up the bars right in that yellow spot, right up to the edge of my pattern paper there. And that thumb notch is going to go in the middle. I just eyeball it. And then good old washi tape really helps to just hold that in place. And I'm going to go off camera and run this through my Cuttlebug. So I thought that was a nice, clever way to create our own little thumb notch by using that border tab. And it's helpful to have a magnetic base to hold that in place. If you don't have a magnetic base for your die machines, they're really, really handy. And of course, it's right on the edge of my magnetic base, so it's wiggling on me a little bit. Stay put. And it's a little thick, so you need a little bit of muscle power, because you're cranking through a couple layers of cardstock. So when you peel that off, there's your little thumb notch punch. Be careful when you peel off your washi tape from the paper so it doesn't rip. And there's our little notch that we punched out. So I really like how you can use that as a little thumb notch for your pocket there. Okay, so next up for the slider piece, your tab piece is 6 inches by 3 3/8, and that fits into that slide really nicely. So I have this written down here. The tab is 3 3/8 by 6, and then your layer piece is 3 1/8 by 5. So you need to add that extra inch to do your tab piece here. So I'm going to just glue that together. I stamped that ahead of time. I used the Bluebird ink. Now the cardstock is that Carolina blue, but I wanted those words to stand out a little bit better, so I used the Bluebird ink. And the hearts are in raspberry, and I faded it through the 2nd generation stamping. So let's see if it works here. Happy birthday. Ooh, there it goes. Isn't that fun? That's so cool. So I love this little pocket idea. And you can decorate this up. Let's get that back in there. And I have a couple little hearts from an old stamp set. And you recognize those little, it matches this paper. I forget what the name of it was, but it had the needle and thread and stuff with it. So I die cut a couple little flower pieces. I have foam tape on this piece just to pop him up a little bit. And a couple hearts. This was in the matching die set for this stamp set. So just add a little bit of decoration. Whoops, in the corner there. Another little heart there. Okay, but we're not quite done yet. I thought that this little pocket tab would be fun to add a little bit of a surprise. So on the flip side, there's your gift card. So let me show you how I did that. I just punched or die cut a circle, and I'm going to cut a little piece of this foam tape, but with our nonstick microtip scissors, I'm going to cut this in half because I didn't want it that, I wanted it an 1/8 inch instead of a 1/4 inch. And if you don't have these nonstick scissors, you got to get them. As you can see, I just cut foam tape and there's nothing on there. There's nothing on those blades. It's fantastic. Nothing sticks to those blades, which is awesome. So I'm putting my little foam tape on the flat side of my circle. And we're going to flip that around. I have a gift card here, so I'm going to put that in the middle. Gauge my spacing. So, you know, some of these gift card holders have that little notch cut out, but I couldn't quite use it. I wanted to use it with this, but I couldn't. Even if I put my Cuttlebug plate above this, you still, when you crank it through, you still get a little bit of this portion. You can't just Cuttlebug that portion. That was a little too hard. So this was my my replacement for that. So I have a little bit of that tiny foam tape there, and that's going to go onto the edge of the gift card and hold it in place. And peel the edge off of that. And he's going to go on the other side. And that just holds your gift card in place. So just cut a circle in half, put a little foam tape on the outside edges, and there's your gift card. So your friend that you're going to give this to is going to be just, I think they're going to be impressed with that. It's so cute. And then you have your gift card. So you can also, there's space in here. You can put cash, lottery tickets. And then just for an extra little pizzazz, you can add some stickles to the middle of those flowers and make them pop a little bit more. This is the new hibiscus color, and I absolutely love this color. I made a little cheat sheet with the stickle colors here, so that was fun. I just dotted each color and then wrote the name next to it. And Cool Mint, I think that's my most favorite. But the new hibiscus, really, really pretty. So I hope you like that, guys. The tab gift card holder there. Thanks for joining me. Bye.